Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the episode. Welcome to mindset.xp. This is going to be a quick episode on 12 things that I think people should be doing and be doing it more often. They're things we do pretty much every day, but I don't think we do enough of them and we don't do them right. Now, this is just obviously, I'm not a doctor. I'm learning, researching, and I have experiences in all of these. They're quite common, but I think we forget that there's such a simple thing that they just go. Just forget about it. It'll sort itself out. Now, this list is in no particular order, which is fine. Now, you might already do some of these. It's not, rocket science, but I feel like people could do a little bit of tweaks and, might be able to change a couple of things that might make them feel better. Now, for me, I have a sleep apnea problem, so I've tried to figure out what's wrong with me, and I've gone down this whole process of like, okay, what can I do things to make them better and I just want to feel better. I forgot what it's like to feel good, so I've gone down. I'm going to go down this list and just list a few things that I think that people should start doing a bit more often. And, people might wake up and feel shit all the time and have no idea why. Now, this part of this list might be, has something to do with it. Who knows? But let's get straight into it. Enough chit chat. All right. So, first one, sleep. Everyone needs sleep. We all know that. It's basic. The science behind, or the theories behind it all is between 6 and 8 hours is good. And I used to think so as well. But I have sleep apnea. So I'd have 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours sleep, and I'd wake up feeling shit. Now, obviously, I'm a separate case, but I know people who sleep for 8 hours and still feel like shit, and I was wondering why. Okay, well, if you get 8 hours, mate, if you're reaching the quota, why are you feeling so shit? Well, I honestly believe it's the scrolling at night and falling asleep at 11 and 12 o'clock. You got to go to bed earlier. Now, I've looked into when is the most optimal time to get sleep, and it's between 9 and 2. 9 o'clock till 2 o'clock in the morning. That's the best period to be sleeping in, and you have to be asleep. You can't be going to bed at 9 and thinking, I'm going to get the optimal hours, because it takes time to get into that cycle of sleep, getting through REM sleep and all that, and whatnot. So you should be actually in bed by 8:30, winding down the clock. Reading a book, having a chat with the wife or the partner, whatever that may be, or whoever that may be, or maybe taking a 5-minute appreciation before bed or whatever, or saying a prayer, whatever it is. You should be winding down the clock so that way when it gets to that 9 o'clock, you're already been asleep for 15, 20 minutes and you're starting that recharge at the optimal time. So that's number one, sleep. Number two, I've actually started a trial and error on this, and I've been doing it for about 5 days. Cold plunges, or going in the pool, or ice baths. Ice baths are a lot better, can confirm. But, who has an ice machine, or who wants to go buy bags of ice every day? So I've been doing ice plunges and a cold plunge, both pretty good. And I do feel a lot better. I feel like I just have this extra energy throughout the day. I don't feel sluggish. Now, whether that's just purely because of the ice baths or the diet that I'm on or the other list of things that I'm starting to incorporate, it could just be the ice bath and I feel good, or it could be I had a good sleep and I had an ice bath in the morning and I feel really good, So with this list, I think as long as you're trying to do sort of like, half of them, you're going to be generally feeling a lot better. But anyway, ice baths can confirm they do work. You do feel a lot better. Some people feel better doing the ice bath or the cold plunge and then going have a hot shower. I've heard that it's good as well. I don't prefer that. I prefer to just get in there, do the cold plunge for 3 minutes. 3 to 6 minutes is the standard, by the way. And then getting out and then warming up throughout the morning, which is only takes half an hour, but can confirm. So it's a hard one, But get on it if you can. If you can get a plunge pool, or if you've got a pool, start getting in there and, start doing some recovery. It's good for your immune system. It's good for core temperature. It's good for muscle recovery, and all that sort of stuff. So this list that I'm listing, don't just take my word for it. Do some research, and have a look into it. It might be just one of these things one of these things on this list might be the thing that you might need to concentrate on. But anyway, number 3, this is something I've also trialed and errored and can confirm I do feel better on it, which is fasting. Now, with the fasting that I didn't do a 24 or 48 hour fast. I ate an early dinner the night before. So say like 5 o'clock, I had dinner, big juicy steak or whatever. And then I didn't eat till 12 o'clock the next day. So it's, what's that? My brain just stopped. 5 to 5, so that's 12 hours plus 7. So yeah, you're looking at 19, 20 hours, right? Or whatever it is. No, it is that. A 20-hour fast is really, really beneficial for you. You start to break down all these old cells and whatnot, boosting testosterone for the males, and extra energy. And you don't feel bloated as well. When you start to reduce how many meals you have in the day, you actually get sharper focus. Like you enter this fight or flight mode. And when I did this 20-hour fast, by the time I got to lunchtime, I was starting to I wasn't even hungry. So it's like I had passed the point of hunger, and then it was just like my body was starting to consume, fat and all the carbs and whatnot. However the body works when, you're breaking down all those cells or whatever. I was starting to use alternate energy sources. So I didn't feel hungry. So I believe it does work. People will think that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Look, debatable, but I believe fasting has some beneficial to it, because I also found out they took it out of the Bible. There's been some Bible copies printed, and in some old original Bibles, it's got fasting in there somewhere. And then I looked at a new copy. I'm like, what? It's not in there. So it might look. People try to rewrite history and alter history. If they're taking fasting out of the Bible, not that I'm a huge religious man, but if they're taking fasting out of the Bible, and you can clearly see that they've taken it out on purpose, then it might have something to do with it. So do your own research. Try fasting. All right, next one. Now, everybody loves summer. Everybody loves the sun, the way they're feeling it. Everyone's happy at that time of year. Sun is awesome. Gives you vitamin D. We all know that. But people still seem to think that, it gives you sun cancer. No, I actually believe that it's the carcinogenics in the sun cream. When you burn, that's what gives you the cancers. But hey, don't take my word for it. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. That's just how I feel about it now. I feel like we've been misled for so long that, these really good things is what they want us to steer us away from, which is why I'm at this list. So sun, that's another one. Now, nature. Nature is something that I feel like as technology has progressed and it's become more of a part of our daily lives, the socials and the technologies and the TVs and the iPads and the fucking PS4s and whatever the fuck else, your Teslas, we're not in touch with nature anymore. And I feel like, so this is where nature and the next one, earthing, I feel like as we've gone progressing with this technology world, we're in less touch with nature and earthing ourselves. We are an electromagnetic being. Let's say that. We've all got a pulse. We've got an electricity system in our bodies. And, and in an electrical system, you have an earthing. You have an earth, right? So we should be grounding ourselves, right? I haven't done too much research into that, but it's on this list. I probably should have done a little bit of research, but I haven't. But earthing has made it, right? So I know when I go outside in bare feet and I'm sitting there cracking a beer, right, on a hot day, enjoying some sun, and you got the grass between your toes, I actually feel relaxed, right? It's almost like it leads into, some sort of meditation, which is the next one on the list. Meditation, right? With meditation, you obviously decompress, you relax, you channel your energy and your strengths, and you just forget about everything else, and you just focus, and you get some mental clarity. So that's another one, right? Next one, which everyone knows, everybody feels better after exercise. I don't have to explain that one. Exercise, everyone feels better after a run. Everyone feels better after a gym sesh. So I don't need to explain that one. It's a good one. You know, it's self-explanatory. If I haven't gone for a run in a month and then I go for a run and then I come home, have a shower, get changed, I feel good. Endorphins are going, all that sort of good stuff. You know, that's self-explanatory. Everyone knows that one. I'm more focusing on the ones that sort of gotten lost over time, which is going to be my next point, salt. Salt and hydration, right? I used to think if you drink more water, the more hydrated you are. Apparently I was wrong. It's the salt in your body, which should be Celtic salt, by the way, is what makes you hydrated. Your body absorbs through your salt levels. So that's a new one. I didn't know that. Like I said, this is what Mindset XP is all about. It's all about learning and, you know, finding out new different ways of life. You know, it's all about your mindset. So that's that one. We've got magnesium, right? Now, magnesium, I'm going to leave this one for you guys because I haven't done enough research, but this is what I want. I want to give you guys, you know, what I've sort of found out and what I think, and, you know, this is what we've been taught for all this time, but now I've got this new evidence or new, you know, new insight onto something. Well, with this list, magnesium, and I knew this before I made this video, but I want you guys to tell me what is beneficial with magnesium. I don't know much about it. I think it has something to do with recovery and muscle recovery, but we should be upping our doses in magnesium. So that's that one. Now, 2 more to go if you've been keeping count. Laughter. Everybody feels way better when you've had, you know, someone's told a joke or you're hanging crap on your mate and you're just having fun, having a few beers. Life is always better when you're laughing. 100% hands down. I don't need to explain anything more than that. You know, everyone gets a bit drunk, has silly jokes, and you just feel better when you laugh. And you know, you have that hysterical laugh and you can't stop laughing, and you don't think about anything else when you laugh. And that it's as simple as that. I don't need to say anything more about that. Now, this is the big one for me. This is where shit might get a little bit fucking twisted for y'all. Now, real food. No, I'm not talking about fucking McDonald's. Real food. So people have this perception of, well, one, because it's convenient, but this perception of, I'm going to go to Woolies, we'll get our fresh fruit and groceries from there, and we'll go to the butcher's, right? Well, I've come to recent new information, to my knowledge, it's probably been out for a long time, but, you know, with the pesticides, herbicides, you know, growth hormone, all that sort of stuff in our, you know, meat and vegetables in the big industries, the supermarkets and that. So what I'm trying to say is, like, you go to the supermarket thinking, I'm going to eat healthy this week. We'll have salads and we'll have, you know, steak salad and chicken and vegetables or whatever. And you think you're eating healthy, but you're just eating shit that's been snap frozen and had growth hormones pumped into it. And it's just shit for you. Like, how could that possibly be any good? So we all know that that's a problem. My point is eating real food. So go to your local fresh fruit grocer and your butcher and get the freshest stuff you can, because that is really, really important. And I know it's really, really important because I know in some other parts of the world that they're trying to ban meat and they're going to try and make you eat lab-grown meat made in a petri dish, right? Through science. It's fake as shit. It's fucking disgusting. And with the way the world's going, it ain't looking good. So make sure you get some good meat while you can. In my personal opinion, your people should be buying a fucking cow. You can buy a cow for like $200-300, get it slaughtered. When it's right, when it's, you know, grass fed and it's its time, you can get probably 6 months worth of meat, you know, from one cow. So that's up to you. So that's for the meat. But on the vegetable side of things, obviously support your organic, fresh fruit grocer, whatever's convenient for you, right? That's if you've got one locally. If not, you might have to drive a bit further. Hopefully not. But you can step up from that. You can actually, believe it or not, through nature and sunlight, And water, you can make your own vegetables, grow your own veggies and fruit. Now, it is hard. Trust me, I'm doing it. It is very, very hard. Um, sorry. It is very, very hard. It will take a long time. Now, I'm not saying just don't go shopping and start growing your veggies and wait till they grow. Like, obviously, you're going to have to continue buying food until you can start to harvest. But there's nothing like better than having your own cherry tomatoes and your spring onions and your broccoli and your cauliflower and your pumpkin or whatever you have, whatever your preference is. There's nothing better than eating your own, something that you've actually grown. And you can say it for the same thing where someone goes out and kills their own elk or their deer and they, slaughter it themselves. It's a lot more appreciative when you've done the work yourself, right? That's why we've got these problems today. Everything's so convenient. We've got convenient microwavable food, packet food, all this shit. It's convenient, and that comes at a cost. Not a cost of a dollar, the cost of your health. Do you think eating microwavable food for fucking years on end is going to be good for you? Hell no. Hell no. It ain't. So, do the right thing, support your locals, because these big food industries and big pharma, they're all taken over, right? So, if anyone hasn't realized it yet, COVID has been a big prover of that. They're shutting down small businesses. They're taking them all out. They're trying to monopolize everything. And it's just big corporate supermarkets and shopping complexes. And we're all going to eat bugs and be happy and own nothing. But that's for a separate video. Now, I've listed the 12 things there. So sleep, ice baths, fasting, sun, nature, meditation, salt, magnesium, exercise, real food, earthing, and laughter. That is 12 things that you should at least be trying to do. Some of them, some might just happen organically, exercising and laughter might just, you might just have those already ticked off. That's fine. And maybe start trying to incorporate some of these other ones, like fasting and maybe sleeping at the right times, not scrolling late at night, not having your phone next to your head, which is a big one. Don't have your phone next to your head. The cell phone or the mobile phone pinging to a tower 1,000 times a minute or whatever it is. It's something crazy while you're sleeping and you got that signal next. You don't need your phone next to your head. So that's a big one as well. I should have mentioned that. Don't have your phone next to your head. Give it a trial and error. Don't take my word for it. Put the phone out of the room and see if your sleeping gets better. I know sleeping for me is huge. If I have a shit sleep, it's over, right? So those are the 12 big things. Now, if you've been keeping count, that's great. But I've also got number 13. Now, 13 it's a fucking big shock factor, and you're not going to believe it, what you should be doing. Believe it or not, stop drinking alcohol. I know, right? Steven said that? Stop drinking alcohol? What the fuck? He loves a beer. No, trust me. Alcohol, you might only drink on the weekends, which is fine. If you're drinking during the week, you might have a couple of frosties after work, and that's fine here or there. But if you drink after work every day, then get into the weekends and you're hitting the slabbers, Friday night, Saturday night, you're probably going to be one of those people that have been accustomed to feeling like shit all the time, or you're invincible, one or the other. That's what happened to me. I would have a few beers during the week on a Thursday night, watching the footy. Friday night, Saturday night, getting on the beers, getting on the other stuff. And, hungover Sunday, roll into fucking Monday, and I would feel like shit. Feel shit on Tuesday, Wednesday, start to good come Thursday, have a couple of beers with the boys on a Thursday. Friday comes around, beautiful. Hangover's gone, I'm back. You know what? It's good and all, but I realized I'd been accustomed to feeling like shit, and I don't drink much alcohol anymore. I always will, but I'm going to bring it back to, only on the weekends, here or there, whatever, right? I've got goals I want to tick. But alcohol, I love alcohol. I've been drinking alcohol for a long time. It's what I've been doing. But that's actually one of the biggest things that you should not be doing. And they just increased the taxes on it too, so it's even more expensive. Alcohol's fun, but fuck, it is expensive, and God, does it deteriorate your health and your memory and all that sort of stuff. So don't take my word for it. We all know alcohol's bad for us, but some people have a vice, and I understand that too, right? It's kind of like smoking. We've got to have vices, and that's cool, right? But I'm just saying, from going from being a heavy drinker to stop drinking, I realized how bad it was for me. And people know that. I already knew that anyway. But now having done that, it's like, wow, it's actually life changing. I feel so much better when I haven't been on a bender for a month. You know what I mean? Like constantly drinking alcohol during the week, and then on the weekends, absolutely smashing the slabs. So alcohol, that's a big one. But I'm not saying, hey, don't drink alcohol. I'm just saying maybe bring a bit more of a balance to it during the week, and you might feel a little bit better. Maybe just keep it for a Saturday night with the boys, and actually do something productive on a Friday night, like hang out with your girlfriend and take her to dinner, or boyfriend, or whatever, or call a family member, go see some family, and maybe build some friendships or something, rather than just pissing it up against the wall. Do something productive. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys. Anyway, those are the 13 things that you maybe should make some changes to in our lives. Don't take my word for it. Give it a try. See how you go. Leave some comments down in the section down below. I want to hear some feedback. Tell me I'm rather right or wrong, or I'm on the right path. I don't know. This is all a learning curve. You're learning off me. I'm learning off you. It's vice versa. Let me know what you think. Give a thumbs up if the video is any good. If not, peace out. See you on the next one.